My mic was muted. All right, let's get back into it. It is good. So we're gonna have Lilith or Lycanthrope. One corruption around you. Right, Tad's more evil. Okay, it's Lycanthrope. Clockwise. Judge. Judge. Interesting. Okay, we have Werewolf. So it's just gonna be, that's gonna be our outcast. So then we have one other minion and then the demon. So we're going to be 1 of 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's see, in order for there to be a corruption around 8, there would have to be either Poisoner or Puka. It's possible, right? I don't know. Well, I guess let's start here. I know I'm probably one of the judges is fake. There could be Shaman, in which case there wouldn't be a fake judge. Well, those are Architects. War of the Architects is like almost like, it could be Puka Shaman, and then I guess let's go over the case where both Architects are real. We'll clear that up real quick. One of them would have to be lying. So, which I mean, Puka would have to be adjacent to one of them. So either 6, 8, 4, or 2 would be Puka, and then Werewolf would be 1 of 5, 4, 2, and then Shaman would be somewhere as well. Like 8 could be Puka, and then 7's telling the truth, or no, 7's lying, 1's lying. Which should presumably mean left side's more evil, which should make it like 5 then. And then 6 would also be lying. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out like what the play is here. Right? I don't know. So let's just check if judges agree with each other. They do, which is interesting. So I think it's more likely than not that they're both lying, but let's say they're both telling the truth. Let's say you're good and you're good. So first off, that means either 3 or 2 is werewolf. This popcorn kernel's been stuck in my teeth. I'm gonna get it out. Whatever. So, at least one of the architects would be fake. If 3 is fake, and right side is more evil, then the others. Well, when you were revealed, there was still Lycanthrope, so it would just mean, well, Lycanthrope would be 3 or 2 anyway. So it could be like 1 and 8 maybe. Or like 8 is Baal, 1 is Shaman. 2 is real, 3 is werewolf. No, that doesn't even work though, because 7 can be real if 3 is werewolf. So it'd have to be 3 is like shaman. 2 is werewolf. Well, is there any case where 3 is werewolf here? Well, let's do that first. Because either 3 or 2 would have to be werewolf. So let's say you're werewolf. That means you're fake as well. So you're like I'll just call you shaman. Between when you were revealed, right side was not more evil, which makes sense. Then with 3 was your left side was not more evil, which would mean it's probably like 8 is Puka, and then 1's corrupted, and you're telling the truth. So I think no, because then it's on the truth. So that does not work. In order for, well, 7 is going to be lying regardless, but in order for 3 to tell the truth, it can't be to on the left side. I guess no, which I guess could mean. Well, if you're a werewolf, I mean, Puka could just be anywhere really. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, so I guess Puka doesn't have to be here. Puka could be like. Ooh, and then 1 cured it, so it'd be like, whoops. Okay, I can't undo that. You're good, you're a werewolf. Shaman. We'll say you're Puka, and you cured you. And you're telling the truth. Seven is lying at the point he's turned over. 6 is telling the truth. 1 was cured of corruption, so you'd be telling the truth. 3 is lying. 2 would be lying. So I think that does work. So that's like option number 1. 3 is werewolf. And the judges are good. Now, let's do this. The other option, if these 2 are good, is you are werewolf. Or else either 3 or 2 in this scenario. So how does this one work? So we still know either 7 or 3 is fake for sure. It could even just be like you're Puka, you're shaman. That's a bad key. You're shaman. And then 8 cured 6, right? 1 was never lying. So I guess it could be 2, 3, 7 in that way as well. And then 7's still lying at the time he's turned over. So that feels like it works. Say this instead. Let's say you're shaman and you're. Oh, if you're Puka, then 7's telling the truth. So it's not that. And if 1's Puka, then 1's telling the truth. So if you're shaman, then it has to be Puka. And if you're shaman, then you But in order for less to be more evil, either you're lying, meaning you're Puka, which would make a lie for no reason, or you're Puka and then you're telling the truth, and you're also lying. So I think no matter what, if both judges are good, then it's 2, 3, and 7. So, on the contrary, where judges are fake, or at least a judge is fake, and like one of them's lying, maybe. Well, do I want to just like try that? Do I use Dreamer and just who would I use it on? Like 1 and 8, maybe, if I think they're both real. Also, wait, hold on. Sorry, I just thought of something with one of the things I like dismissed earlier. If you're werewolf and you are shaman, I think you would be Puka. Because no. No, you were still lying at the time of surrender. Okay, so then there's a situation where these guys are both lying. There's still 4 options for werewolf, which is a lot to cover. Probably way too many branching paths. So, 1 corruption does make me think it's Puka, right? I think it's Puka Shaman. In the case where it's not Puka Shaman, or really just Shaman rather, then 3 of 5, 4, 3, 7 are fake, which is possible. Like you could have 5, 4, 7 be fake, and then it's like Poisoner, but 6 is lying and it would have cured corruption. So let's go with the possibility where it's not Shaman. I'll call you Werewolf, and I'll call you Ba. We could be telling the truth, and 7, because 7's never telling the truth in this case. Oh, no. Because if 5's Lycanthrope, you could be, I'll call you Poisoner. Alright, so right side is more evil when I turn you over, because Lycanthrope isn't revealed yet. Lycanthrope isn't turned yet. But then 6 is flying for no reason. So it's not that specific example. But is there a case where like you're Puka? No. You're no. You're something. You're werewolf there. You're a werewolf. You're and you're Poisoner. So you corrupted you. You corrupted you, and then you cured you. When I turn you over, it's left side's more evil. Then when I turn you over, now it's equal on both sides. So that could also work. In both cases, 3 and 7 are fake. I think that's the only scenario where one of the judges is corrupted. So now we can look at situations where both of the judges are fake, which one of the architects would be real in that case. So let's say werewolf and, like, let's just say werewolf law, right? 7 could be telling the truth if, say, 3 was fake. Do you know what I'm going to do? In both the situations so far, 1 and 8 have been real, along with 6, but I'm gonna check Dreamer on 1 and 8, just to give me a little bit of direction here. So you said, okay, so that's good intel. It's Shaman and Puka, which I had theorized. So that makes it incredibly likely that it is the 237 version here. I mean, that makes it super likely it's 237 here, really. But yeah, let's go over the 5 and 4 version, right? So we do really have something to go off of now. It's also never this version anymore, because then 2 wouldn't be lying about 8 and 1. So it's never the 437 version. Also because that version had Poisoner anyway. So it's Werewolf, Shaman, Puka. We know that. So let's say I know one of the architects has to be corrupted. One of the architects has to be next to Puka. So let's just call you Puka and you Werewolf. So you would be telling the truth, which would mean Shaman would be. No, you wouldn't be Puka because then 8. Well, 8 would have to be Shaman, but then 1 is lying for no reason, so it's not that. So we can call it Werewolf, Shaman, Puka, where, well, then you're lying for no reason. How does this work? Because I know architect is one architect is to be corrupted. It wouldn't be 7 who's corrupted unless 8 is Puka. But if 8 is Puka and it's 5 and 4, well, 3 is telling the truth. It'd have to be Puka, Shaman, no Werewolf. But still 6 is lying for no reason. So I don't think it's that. I think there's a way you can make it where 6 is telling the truth and, like, should be telling the truth. Unless it's like no, but then A would have cured 7. But if 5 and 4 are fake, I don't think you can really make it work where both 6 and like 8 and like I don't think it will work. So I think I'm gonna go 3 first. I think it's 327. That was Werewolf. Okay, so it's definitely 7. And then I think it is 2 here. And I think that was like one of the things I did where 2's Puka corrupted 1, they cured it. Okay, I mean, there was really a lot to go through there. I don't know if I missed anything like that, like last one where both of the judges were telling the truth, or both lying. There might be something I missed there. I don't think it was possible, though. But that was a rough round. I hope the other ones don't take 20 minutes, because I don't want this to be the longest episode of all time. Okay, let's see. Okay, so interesting. Okay. So we have our Rambler here. If Rambler is real, then 7 is lying. And then like 1 or 2 or 3 would be the last one. But then 4 is also lying. With double no disagreeing knitters. But I know it's poisoner, so it's not shaman. It's probably not doppelganger. So I think one of the poisoners probably fake. They were both fake. Because one of them has to be telling the truth. Which means I think one of them is poisoner. Unless one of them's doppelganger, one of them's poisoned. But even if that's the case, 2 is still lying. So you're lying. I'll use Slayer on you. Okay, so you say it, shut up. And you didn't kill 2. So a 2 is corrupted. And or 2 is Kuga. A2 is Kuga, and then like I don't know if that works, because if I know 7's lying. So like let's say 6's points are equal to 7, then why is 5 lying, right? Well, no, because if one's corrupted, then the Rambler's fake, and then the Rambler is poisoner. And then it would be like doppelganger with Puka. Let's say you're poisoner. That means you're telling the truth. Which would mean, excuse me, which would mean 6 or 5 would be fake. If it's 6, then 5 is lying. And also, then 4 wouldn't really work. And if it's 5, then like 6 is doppelganger. You could say 8 is poisoner who poisoned 1. You're doppelganger. You're Puka who corrupted you. I guess that works. I guess. So I was trying to make it work with True's lying. It doesn't really seem like it works. So it could be that, honestly. Because let's do the situation where you're real. And one is telling the truth, which means you are lying. You are lying. Which means either 2 or 3 has to be evil if I know someone's lying. And then also one of the knitters has to be fake, which means one of the knitters has to be poisoner. And then either 2 or 3 would have to be the other fake. And it would have to be 3 is fake, because 1 couldn't shoot 2. So if 3 is fake, 3 would have to be Fuka. Who corrupts you and you. And then it doesn't really work here. Because I know the other evil has to be one of the knitters. And if it's 6, let's say 6 corrupted 7, that 5 is lying. And if 6 corrupts 5, then 7's lying. Or if it's 4, then but why don't one of the signals tell the truth anyway? I don't think this works. I don't think so. So I think it has to be 8 and what did I say? 5. So if I do this, let's do this. Position where 3 is lying. If you do no matter what 1, 2, 7 are all real, I think. You say 0 evil, so I think it is going to be 8 and 5 here. Yes. Okay. We got there. I'm sorry for calling you a liar, too. That was mean of me. Bombardier. Investigator. Hunter. We got witch. It's a witch and someone. This is a real lack of info here. This is a real lack of info. So 5. If it is Puka, then 5 is probably lying. Not guaranteed to be lying, but like probably lying. If it's Bach, he's definitely fine. So, what do I do here? I mean, I have Jester Investigator abilities. I have info from 3, 4, and 5. How do I use this? Witch and someone else. I really don't know what I want to do here. I could use 2. If I think 2's witch, let's say 2 is witch. Means you're real, you're real, you're real. And then, assuming it's not Puka, 5 is real, and it's 6 or 7. So, if 2 is witch and I kill 2 games solved, right? It's over, because I can flip over 7, do whatever I want with 6, you know? It should be over at that point, if I flip over 2 and 2's witch. If 2 is not witch, there's a situation where 1 is witch, which is a really scary situation, where you're good, and then you're lying. And then, so it'd have to be, 3 would have to be Ba in that case. And then 5, 6, 7 would be good. And then there's the third situation where you're lying and you are probably not corrupted. I'll just call you witch, right? Or whatever. You're good, you're good, you're good. 5 is still probably good, and then the last one is 6 or 7. So let's see. Either 2 is witch with 6 or 7. 1 is witch with 3. Or 4 is fake with 6 or 7, probably. And I'll also consider the situation where 5 is Puka. Yeah, I'll consider it real quick. Let's say 5 is Puka. You're corrupted. You're good, you're good. Or, you're good, you're good. And then you're lying. So then you would be which? Or the situation where you're Puka, you're corrupted, and then, well, you're the other fake regardless. So those are the 4 options, basically. It's a Puka game, and it's 3 and 5. 4 is fake, and it's 4 and 6 or 7. 1 is fake, and it's 1 and 3. Or 2 is fake, and it's 2 and 6 or 7. Can I click a table here? So it's either 1, 3, 2, 6, 7, 4, 6, 7, or 3, 5. That only works with Puka. So what are my options here? Can I use Investigator or Jester and make anything happen? Well, there's only one situation where 2 is fake, so... I want to see if I can use Jester and Investigator to, like, do something here. Take away possibilities, maybe. What if he's just going to take away possibilities? Probably. Like, if I go with the 1-3 or the 3-5 scenarios, like, I can use something like 1-3-5, maybe. Because in those situations, 6 is definitely good, I will say 2. But in a situation where 6 is evil, then you could also just say 2. So maybe I want to use 6 on 7, 2, 4. Well, no, he could say 0 regardless there also. Because that way, if he's real, then I expect him to say 0, but if he's fake, he could say something else. And then there's Investigator. If I use him on... Like, what is my goal here with Investigator? Could use him on 4 and 6. We use him on 3 and 5. There's chance he's probably with a 3 and 5 scenario though. 3 could be Puka or 5 could be Puka. Let's use him on 1 and 3, and he says, "Oh, he's a minion or he's a demon." And I don't know. I'm gonna use how much? I'm gonna use 7 on or 6 on 7, 2, 4. We'll see what happens. You say 2. Okay, so what does that eliminate for me? 6 is basically saying it's either the 7-2 or 7-4 scenario. If 6 is telling the truth, it's 7-2 or 7-4. And if 6 is lying, then it's 6-2 or 6-4, which means it could be the 5 is Puka scenario. It's never the 1-3 scenario though, which means 1 is in the clear. So I can. Is there an erase? I don't know. Let's do that. So now what can I use 2 for with this knowledge? So yeah, honestly, it's 2's evil. It's with 6 or 7. If 2 is witch, 4 is good, 3 is good, and 6 or 7. So we'll play on the assumption that 2 is good. Who do I want to check? 4, 6, 7, 3, 5. I can just check 2 and 1, maybe. Let's do this. If you say minion, you'll never say minion. If you say demon, you're lying. If you say villager, you're lying. If you say outcast, then I don't know. But you're probably telling the truth. You say outcast. So I am willing to trust 2. And say it's either 4, 6, 4, 7, or 3, 5. But let's say I kill 4, and 4 is telling the truth. I kill 2, and it's between 6 and 7. I hopefully can figure it out. But if I kill 4 and 4 is corrupted, then I kill 5 and 3. So I think that's good. Like if I kill 4 and 4 is not corrupted, I kill 2, who's witch. And then I reveal 7. And it is a wonderful between 6 and 7, but hopefully it works. That was witch. Okay. Okay. I'm glad 7 really made that easy for me. Honestly, it should have been 6s. No, it never been 6. No, it wouldn't have been 6s. Okay. Would have been a lot easier if I turned 7 over earlier than that. Oof. This is tricky. Alright, so you're gonna have either Lycanthrope or Puppet. Like Doctor, Lie, Investigator. Alright. Well, this we'll never know for sure. Okay, so it is Puppeteer, so it's not Lycanthrope. So it's Lilith, Puppeteer. I don't even know. Druid. Plague Doctor number 2. Okay. Okay. Good. Good. So you're good. You are good. Let's do this. That's a lie. 1 should be real. 4 is evil. So you're telling me that 4 is evil. 4 could be Puppet. 4 is probably Puppet. And 3 is Puppeteer, as per what 7 said. I know 5's good. So is that not the case then? Because if 4 is puppet and 2 is corrupted. Like, is there poisoner that poisoned? Well, no, because in this scenario, 2 is corrupted and 5 is corrupted. One of them would have to be adjacent to poisoner, if poisoner exists. And 1 would not be poisoner, 1 would be real, 3 would be puppeteer, 4 would be puppet, and 6 is I don't know what, but not poisoner. If neither of them is adjacent to poisoner. So 2 and 5 aren't both corrupted. If 5 didn't kill 4, I know 5 is good. I don't think 5 can be corrupted. But if 4 is lying, then what does that make 6? It would have to be like an outcast, which would be 1's fake. But if 1 is telling the truth, and 4 is puppet and real, then I know 5 is good as per what 9 said. Which means, also there's no poisoner, because there's twin minion. I should figure that out before. But, regardless. 4 is puppet, which means 3 is puppeteer, and 2 is corrupted by Plague Doctor. That's only corruption. The only corruption should be by Plague Doctor. So, and 5 should be able to kill 4 then. So I think 1 is fake. And then 2 is fake. And then 8's telling the truth. And then 7, I don't know. They could have to be like 1 is puppeteer. 2 is the 7's telling the truth. 1's puppeteer. 2 is litless. 8's telling the truth. Yeah, everyone's telling the truth. There's like a drunk somewhere. Like 3 is drunk or something. 5 is drunk. I think it has to be it. Crazy. 5 is drunk. I thought I was going crazy there, honestly. From there, 150 corrupted knights. That is real. So theoretically, it should just be 7 and 3 here. Gosh, this is a long episode. I'm like barely halfway done. I don't know if I am halfway done. I am. So theoretically, unless 6 is corrupted, 7 is fake because they do not turn into Baker. And then it's also 3 for obvious reasons. And in the case where 6 is corrupted, they're corrupted by 7. So 7's fake regardless here. So that was poisoner. So in the case where 3 is like drunk, it's just 2. It's fine if I just kill 3. Okay. Wretch. Wizard Jester. 3 cards from corrupted character. Druid. 1 from corrupted character. Plague Doctor. I mean, it's a Chancellor game. Excuse me. So it's Chancellor. I don't know and I don't know. It's either Ba or Puka, and then my best guess, really. It's not Puppeteer. Yeah, I don't know. Well, let's check Druid. that is... If that's not true, then I don't know. If Flight Doctor's not real, then so be it. I'm gonna go with the assumption it's real until it falls apart. That's definitely a lie. Alright, so you are real. Cool. So what do we got here? You said that neither of you point to two being corrupted, so I'm going to take my chances here. Yeah, so I don't think there's any scenario where you are corrupted and you are corrupted. I don't think that scenario exists. Because you'd have to be next to Puka or next to Poisoner. And you are not either of those. You were Puka. Okay. So now I've got this. That's definitely true. Let's do this. That's a lie. And that's a lie. But you are next to Puka, so it's going to be you. Or not next to Puka. Same role as Puka. Alright. We trudge on. So it's Poisoner. Someone. One of those is fake. That's a lie. Okay, so you, yeah, you're corrupted. You're should be good. You're good. So one of the knights is probably fake. Probably. That's true. So, in order to be equidistant, 9 is the closest possible evil, which I mean, it'd have to be 9 and 6 for you to tell the truth, which is possible, right? That's possible. I know it's corrupted by 6. By 7, not by 6. Which would mean 6 could not be corrupted. Well, 6 is definitely not adjacent to Puka. And if 6 is corrupted, that means there's a real Plague Doctor, and it's 9, and I can kill 5. And then I can also kill 4. That was Witch. And then you're lying, so it should just be you. You should just be Ba here. And then which makes you telling the truth. Because otherwise, I guess otherwise it's you, but then why is 9 lying, right? Whew. That was a long one. Probably not gonna look forward to editing out all the. So you should go edit through. Cause I should make like a lot of like weird noises sometimes in my throat. I like just like clear my throat and stuff. It just sounds like horrendous. So you should try and edit it out. My apologies if I don't. I don't know if I really want to watch this whole 49-minute thing again, but we'll see what happens. There were some tough rounds in there. I made it through. I don't want every episode to be this long, but we'll see what happens. Blind mode is tough. See ya. That's what that's an exit game and stop recording. That's how that works. Goodbye.